Greetings, Rigil Agateiades here, and today is the 25th of November, 2004. You draw on the first turn, special summons were special, and I hope you liked Pot of Greed. This is the new Duel trial, Time Travel 2004, and we're playing YuGiOh from 20 years ago. As most of us were just crawling on the floor crying back then, a short brief on how it was like. A lot of banned cards were deemed completely fine back then. Pot of Greed, Snatch Steal, Premature Burial Loops. Scapegoat and Metamorphosis were a deadly combo cheating out Thousand Eyes Restrict, until the gadgets came and people just spam removal spells like Smashing Ground. A bit of fresh air for us 2024 players, but absolutely nostalgic for those who weren't 1 year old back then. Can't wait to play some YuGiOh where you don't build a board the first turn and get OTK'd the second. With the absurd banned cards like Pot of Greed and Snatch Steal or YuGiOhs in Master Duel, I'm not crafting them for this event, but we do get to use them in the loner decks, so we will give those a go first. Then we'll get to my own secret concoction. Don't ask me why I have a goat deck. We won the coin toss and we're going first. The first loner deck we're using is the fusion one for the twin-headed Thunder Dragon. No particular reason, I just didn't feel like playing gadgets. In GOAT format, what you have to do is to win in card advantage most of the time, because our opponent has 60 card deck and is probably some magical explosion shenanigans. Drew the Pot of Greed, no reason not to use it. Set a locomotive, that is also busted because it draws another card. And then we just pass, I think, right? Opponent's turn, watch them use a magical merchant. Wave motion cannon, yep, it's burn. Probably magical explosion burn and has no monsters whatsoever. What answers do we have? If we normal summon Spirit Reaper and then direct attack, we get a hand rip, so that's good. We flip the Koichi, draw a card, a Breaker, absolutely insane. Use that, pop the Wave Motion Cannon, get the threat out of the way first. Don't really care if it's a Mirror Force, actually Mirror Force is banned, yeah. The OCG is a little bit different from the TCG that I know. And then we go into battle. Okay, 3000. Is our opponent ready to take that? Yep. Let's see if he can show us what his burn deck can do without any store cards. GOAT is a format where store cards are used as the main defense instead of negates, because there simply aren't any negates possible. Zoma, that's a burn and everything in one go. Ah, I forgot to set a card. Whoops. Zoma burns when it's destroyed by battle, and it is pretty big. Lightning Vortex pops our entire field, Soul Release as a chaos counter, targeting up to 5 cards in the graveyard and banish them, that's all it does. Good thing we do have an answer to Zoma, and that's called Snatch Steal. I think we'll go Snatch Steal and then Spirit Reaper to rip cards off his hand instead of trying to kill him this turn. Steal the Zoma. Normal summon the Spirit Reaper. 300 attack, not very reliable, but we do want to get that hand rip off. There we go, discard your hand. Book of Moon, not the right answer in GOAT. It is a flexible answer in modern YuGiOh, but flipping a card face down back then is not particularly useful, unless it's on your own flip monsters. Do we have anything we want to use Call of the Haunted on? No. Don't need to set a card, we'll end our turn. Opponent has no cards in their hand, don't need the Spirit Reaper. Do we tribute summon Lesser Fiend? Is that lethal? Yes, it threatens lethal. Yeah, that's the only way to threaten lethal as well. We'll try and force something out. Tribute summon the Lesser Fiend. very big 2100 attack. And we take a bottomless. Okay. Not unexpected. Gravity Bind. That's the stall cards I'm talking about. What the heck am I supposed to do now? Mystical Space Typhoon. Now that's more like it. We'll clear off the Gravity Bind. That's clearly the problem here. With that out of the way, we have way more options. Tribute Summon, Summon Skull. Oh my god, Summon Skull is huge. Yeah, we'll flip the Koichi first to get a draw. Another King of the Swamp, don't need that. Tribute the Moth for a Summoned Skull. Plenty of attack. Summoned Skull, attack a Banisher of the Radiance. Oh! We are getting very low here. But we can OTK the next turn if we just change of heart a monster. I assume. Never mind. But we do have Call of the Haunted. That can bring... No, it can't because everything's banished now. He tribute summons Jinzo. That's trap cards out of the way, but actually I think that helps us more. If we change of heart, that would do something. 1,900, 2,400, that's not enough for lethal. 1,000 off. Revealing light first, and then we set the King of the Swamp. Jinzo is absolutely cracked in GOAT, because trap cards are the main way of removal other than spells, and without that as an option, oh my god, this is going to hurt. We have not much time. Normal summon Voice Raider, steal the Jinzo, that wouldn't deal lethal. We set the other King of the Swamp. If our opponent has anything with that set card, we are done for. Next turn it will be 1,000 damage. One counter on the Wave Motion Cannon, one Zoma, and we're dead. Final turn. Change of heart, 2,400. Voice Raider, 1,900. Hold up, I'll take out my calculator. 1,900 plus 500 plus 500 plus 2,400. 5,300. Exactly lethal. Okay, time to make the play. With Jinzo on the field, we don't have to fear the trap card. Flip the King of the Swamp, flip the King of the Swamp, and that's exactly 5,300 for lethal, and we had not a single turn left to live because of Wave Motion Cannon. That was scary. Did I do the maths wrong? No. Let's go. How many turns was that? 25 turns. Welcome to Yu-Gi-Oh! In 2004. We'll start by setting a Death Kangaroo and pass, I guess. None of these cards really do anything without our opponent's cards. Point of my own deck is to summon the Master of Oz. For some reason, just 2 fusion materials and you get 4,200 attack, way higher than anything else. And as long as our opponent doesn't summon a 1,000 Eyes Restrict or whatever, which you'll see a lot, it is pretty great. Change of heart. Trying to get a tribute, I guess. Tribute summon. Jinzo? No, it's Horus again. The Horus loner deck is absolutely roaming in this event. At least we can out Horus in many different ways. Big Koala, we have the polymerization, so we only need 1 more material. We have 5 fusion substitute monsters, actually 6, so we just need to draw 1 of them. End our turn and let Morphing Jar do the work. If our opponent hits a monster with a level of more than 4, they won't get to summon anything, and that's a pure neg on their Morphing Jar. Metamorphosis with a level 7, that makes the King Dragoon. That's a lot of monsters he's bringing out. But with all that aggressiveness, it all lies on the Morphing Jar Shuffle. We cannot target the dragon monsters with card effects, but with Morphing Jar, it does not target. Everything gets shuffled and see if we can mill the level 7 or higher monsters. Horus's Servant, he doesn't want that. And that's literally all he gets? Okay. Time to summon the Ancient Elf and go beat down. Mystical Space Typhoon, popping Snatch Steel. Normal summon Horus. Ah, that makes sense. Attack into the Ancient Elf and he gets a level up. Too bad we have a Morphing Jar. Special summon Horus, the Black Flame Dragon, level 6. That one is unaffected by spell effects, 2300 attack, and threatens to go into the level 8 Horus, which has 3000 and a spell negate. But we'll start with flipping up the Morphing Jar, and that is Monster God. If he hits another useless monster, then too bad for him. We get the King of the Swamp, we get rid of his Pot of Greed. Cross out Tribe Infecting Virus. Okay. We could use an attack on that. Polymerization. Using King of the Swamp as fusion substitution. Take this, the Master of Oz! 4200 out of nowhere. Now this is going to hurt. Normal summon this Kangaroo. Activate Gaia power to pump them up even more. Well, we can 2-punch our opponent. Tribe Infecting Virus gone, Master of Oz. I have no backup plans whatsoever. Horus gets a level up. Gets rid of this Kangaroo as well. But he still takes 2500 the next turn just because of the sheer size of the Master of Oz. Pretty puny. 2400. 900 left for our opponent. End phase, he has no answers. Well, that's a dude. Master of Oz being way too large for anyone to handle. And an attack. Boom. Are there any battle hand traps? Kuribo, I guess. Yeah. 1 pack and it's a YuGiOh. Don't mind at all. What do we get? I don't even know what's in this pack. It sounded like a complete mess. Witchcraft Fusion. Just 10 YuGiOh points, I guess.